recently, Donald Trump was on CNN's State of the Union, and he was asked about an endorsement he received from David Duke, who is, of course, a former KKK leader. He was a grand wizard, just a pretty deplorable guy. And the question is whether or not he's ever going to condemn him or at least reject his endorsement. Take a look.
Will you unequivocally condemn David Duke and say that you don't want his vote or that of other white supremacists in this election?
Well, just so you understand, I don't know anything about David Duke, okay? I don't know anything about what you're even talking about with white supremacy or white supremacists. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know, did he endorse me or what's going on? Because, you know, I know nothing about David Duke. I know nothing about white supremacists. And so you're asking me a question that I'm supposed to be talking about people that I know nothing about.
But I guess the question from the Anti-Defamation League is, even if you don't know about their endorsement, there are these groups and individuals endorsing you. Would you just say unequivocally you condemn them and you don't want their support?
Well, I have to look at the group. I mean, I don't know what group you're talking about. You wouldn't want me to condemn a group that I know nothing about. I'd have to look. If you would send me a list of the groups, I will do research on them, and certainly I would disavow if I thought there was something wrong.
But
you may have
Klan?
groups in there that are totally fine, and it would be very unfair. So give me a list of the groups, and I'll let you know.
Okay. I mean, I'm just talking about David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan here, but...
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know David Duke. I don't believe I've ever met him. I'm pretty sure I didn't meet him, and I just don't know anything about him.
So that video is so incredible for so many different reasons. But understand that he knows exactly who David Duke is. He's released statements about David Duke in the past. I'll give you examples. Let's go to graphic number 12. In 2000, okay, 16 years ago, Trump called Duke a Klansman when the businessman decided to end his exploration of a run for president. Now, the Reform Party now includes a Klansman, Mr. Duke. This is not company I wish to keep. That's a statement that Donald Trump made back in 2000. You know who David Duke is. You're being asked whether or not you're going to condemn David Duke in this campaign after he has endorsed you. You refuse to answer that question.
Let me paraphrase Marco Rubio here. I want to dispel the notion that Donald Trump doesn't know who David Duke is.
Yeah.
He knows exactly who David Duke is. And I'm sure, of course, he watched my interview with David Duke recently on TYT Interviews.
Of course, he's all over that.
Right. And if you watch that, and I grant you that it was a very painful interview to watch, right? David Duke will blame anything on the Jews. I mean, let alone his views on blacks and Latinos and how he loves how anti-immigrant Donald Trump is and how he protects the white race and all that stuff. But, I mean, the anti-Semitism out of David Duke, I've literally never heard anyone so anti-Semitic in my life. And we've covered a lot of anti-Semitism on this show, right? So for him to say he doesn't know who David Duke is, that's preposterous. So why? So why is he saying that? That's the important and interesting part, right? Because he's saying, look, he's thinking in his head, a lot of these racist groups have supported me. I'm getting a lot of my support from them. Now, some are easy to dismiss, like the Klan, and he says later that he didn't hear right. Now, he says David Duke 1,000 times. He clearly heard David Duke. There's no question about that. You just saw the video, right? But he's thinking, I don't want to condemn all of them because some of them I might be able to get away with supporting because those are the guys who are actually backing me. Some I could distance myself from and be safe, but I don't want to make that call live on TV.
Look, he wants the support in the primaries, especially in the southern states where people don't necessarily hate David Duke so much. I'm not saying that the majority of people in southern states are in favor of that, but he knows who he's talking to. The vast majority of his base, the Republicans that support him, have been supportive of him from day one when he released that statement about Mexicans being rapists, right? Being criminals. They love it. They love it. Is he going to be willing to lose that vote? Probably not. So that's the reason why I had such a hard time condemning David Duke in that interview.
And I think Mark Cuban described this best, that Donald Trump is just crowd surfing. So he's just giving the audience back what they want to hear because he's a showman, right?
Yes.
So he's in front of those racist crowds and he just gives it back to them and they go, rah, and they roar in approval and he's like, okay, good, I'm riding it. So he's on live TV riding that crowd every day. And so sometimes he'll like wander into the Klan and be like, wait, am I in the right room? No, I guess not. Okay, right, but barely. And walk out of that room. My question, and this is a hard one, is whether he does that part on purpose or not, right? Because does he know that he's going to get a ton of flack and there's going to be 24-hour of news coverage about how Donald Trump might be with white racists? By the way, if you see how orange he is there, white is apparently the new orange. Okay. And then he walks it back, and then he can say, what, I walked it back, right? Or was he at that moment unsure, wait, I forgot which racists I'm supposed to say yes to and which ones I'm supposed to say no to? See, that I'm not positive about.
I feel like he knew what he was doing, and he's gone.
You want to dispel the notion that he didn't know what he was doing.
That's exactly.
He knew
right.
exactly,
what he was doing. I think that he has gone unchallenged by the media for so long that he didn't expect this. I don't think he expected real journalism to happen, right? And so not only was that interview wonderfully done, what you're about to see was also wonderfully done. He was asked about his support of David Duke supporting him during the Today Show. He was asked why he didn't condemn David Duke. Take a look.
You said 3 times in this interview, I don't know who David Duke is, and you refuse to disavow or distance yourself from him. Now, a lot of people are scratching their heads over that because, number one, you disavowed David Duke 2 days prior. Why are you pretending that you are acting as though you don't know who this person is? Why not disavow David Duke, disavow the KKK? What's going on?
Well, first of all, he talked about David Group and other groups. He talked about other groups.
But you said 3 times, I don't know who David Duke is.
No. Well, I know who he is, but I never met David Duke. So when you talk about it, I never met David Duke.
But in 2000, you refused to run on the Reform Party platform because David Duke was a member of it.
Duke a day before at a major press conference, and I'm saying to myself, how many times do I have to continue to disavow people? And the question was asked about David Duke and various groups. And I don't know who the groups are. I said, would you do me a favor and tell me the groups? He was unable to tell me that.
He says, I'm just talking about David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan here, and you said, honestly, I don't know David Duke.
Okay, so let me tell you. I'm sitting in a house in Florida with a very bad earpiece that they gave me, and you could hardly hear what he was saying. But what I heard was various groups, and I don't mind disavowing anybody, and I disavowed David Duke, and I disavowed him the day before at a major news conference, which is surprising because he was at the major news conference. CNN was at the major news conference, and they heard me very easily disavow David Duke. Now I go and I sit down again. I have a lousy earpiece that is provided by them, and frankly, he talked about groups. He also talked about groups, and I have no problem with disavowing groups, but I'd at least like to know who they are. It would be very fair to disavow a group, Matt, if the group shouldn't be disavowed. I have to know who the groups are. But I disavowed David Duke. Now, if you look on Facebook, right after that, I also disavowed David Duke. When we looked at it and looked at the question, I disavowed David Duke. So I've disavowed David Duke all weekend long on Facebook, on Twitter, and obviously it's never enough.
So it was a setup. CNN gave him a bad earpiece. They asked him something that they already knew, and it was a setup. That's all it was. The media, which has a great record of challenging him and going after him, set him up to make it seem like he's supportive of a KKK member, former KKK member.
Yeah, he clearly heard David Duke because he repeated it about 7 times in the Jake Tapper interview. Credit to Jake Tapper. Very good interview there. One of the few guys in mainstream media who asked smart questions and follow-up questions. I'm not an enormous fan of the disavowal game. You got to disavow this guy, you got to disavow that. But some guys are layups.
Yeah.
It's not hard to disavow the Klan or David Duke. But if you're running in a Republican race built on racism, that's why you might get confused from time to time and be like, wait, was I supposed to disavow the Klan? I kind of forget, right? But this was so bad, even Joe Scarborough came out this morning and said this is disqualifying.
Wow.
Yes.
That's actually shocking.
And that's one of his best pals in the media.
Yeah.
So the fact that Trump either couldn't figure out that the Klan was a bridge too far is disastrous, or if it doesn't hurt him at all and he wins, the fact that the Klan is not a bridge too far is disastrous for the Republican Party.
Yes, it is. It does not speak highly of the Republican Party, to say the least.